Yes, yes, yes. What up, my friends? You know who it is here with you, Ball and Buds Sports and Entertainment, back again with our Combat Sports special for UFC 296, the huge boxing card coming up in the next weekend. And so we came to give you our Christmas special. And so we are joined by the star of the show, my friend and your favorite, the Combat Sports and UFC Insider, Clubber D, the Combat G. What's good, my brother?
That's right. We're back. The real star of the show is Bajuan in the background, acting like he's cleaning the kitchen when he's really not. He's just back there lurking. But that's all good. We're here. We're making it work. You know what I'm saying? We got Omar down there in 757, hanging out with our peoples down there, and we're gonna have some fun today. Even though we didn't have an intro, but that's okay.
You see Baju in the background. You see him. I very much apologize about the intro. That was my fault, and it's my song, so I should have been more attentive. But I did not realize I scheduled us on the Bottom Line channel. That's all right, though, because we're going out to many channels on the Bottom Line Sports, on Let's Talk Sports, on Ball and Buds. Please go to YouTube and subscribe to Ball and Buds, BALLAND. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button like the kids say. Go ahead and give us a like and all that good stuff. Go listen to us on all your podcasts. And as well, please join the Bottom Line Sports Facebook group. We have an amazing time there. And if you like sports, you would want to be a part of this. So shout out to Flo, Can, and Hot Take Jake over at the Bottom Line. Shout out to IOW Sports, Mar and them watching out. Shout out to Let's Talk Sports, our sponsor. Rest in peace, Dan Harris. We miss you. And Clubber D. Man, is that a Suns jersey you're wearing, my friend?
And we're here to talk about fights. We're not here to talk about other sports, okay? We're here to talk about combat sports, all right? We're not here to talk about sorry, pathetic, front-loaded, star-studded teams that just the fourth quarter they're just terrible in. Every game we lose in the fourth quarter. I can watch up to the third quarter and then I'm done. I'm sick of this, all right? I stay up and watch this mess. You know what? Let it happen again when I see them when they come to play the Wizards. Let it happen again, all right? I'll get on the court. I might lay. I might do a lay.
You were live at the game and saw this in person then?
No. I said when they come to Washington and play the Wizards. Okay. They played the Knicks in Phoenix last night. I was going to go, but I had to do the show today, and somebody's mother kept on bugging me. She had woke me up because I left my CPAP machine at the house. I didn't have one at her house, but that's another story, neither here nor there. But we're making things work today. We're here to talk about boxing, MMA, and any other felonious acts.
Shout out to the CPAP gang.
That's right.
We're all in Dallas minus Clubber D, and we got a little gentleman here that wanted to come say hello. You want to wave hello on live television? Come on, nephew, say hello.
Hello.
Hey, what's up, buddy?
Hey, this
Look
is Santi.
Yeah, my man.
All right, now you okay? We'll cut you later. All right, brother. Well,
$5 too. I'll get them. But go ahead.
Right? All right. Well, let's get into this. Thank you, everybody, for joining us again. We appreciate you being here with us. Our next show, by the way, will be for UFC 297 on January 20th. So be on the lookout for that. That being said, we're going to start off with boxing. We know UFC 296 is coming on in a few hours. Huge card for UFC 296 to end the year. But we've got boxing. And
right.
Boxing is hot and heavy right now, my friend. Devin the Dream Haney, went out last week and put a show on. Proved that he belonged at the weight that he moved up to. So can you please tell everyone, first of all, where was he before that? What weight did he move up to? And what kind of challenges did he face in that weight game?
I mean, Devin Haney's the truth. The kid's only, 25, 26 years old. I think he just turned 26. Two-time undisputed. I mean, he's one undisputed, getting all the major four belts in his weight class at 135. Won it overseas in Australia fighting George Kambosos, taking less money. And then in the contract, he had defended belts if he won in Australia. Did that, came back to America, beat Lomachenko. I don't care what anyone says. Beat Lomachenko. His resume is rival to him is probably Teofimo Lopez at that weight class as far as young, good fighters. But he moved up to 140, vacated his belts at 135, and he beat Regis Prograis with a WBC. And he looked phenomenal, knocked him down in the third round. He looked bigger, looked fuller. His complaint was always he has no power. He can't knock anyone out, But It looked like an amateur show. He outboxed him, used all the boxing angles, knocked him down in the third round. Majority decision in the 12th. I mean, he had him woozy. I mean, he was two-stepping on Bourbon Street because he is from Louisiana, from New Orleans. Regis Prograis was outclassed, looked like an amateur. Devin Haney is the truth. I'm Team Haney all the way, and I might fight you if you disagree with me.
Wow. And so also, I mean, I just want to ask about this because it was a shutout pretty much that he put over Regis. I don't want to mess up his last name, but Progress. I mean, he was supposed to be a decorated fighter, and this guy Haney came in and just demolished him, just shut him out.
Yeah, Regis is a good fighter. He only loss he has is a debatable to Josh Taylor over in across the pond in Europe. I think it was in England in Josh Taylor's hometown, and that's going to be undisputed at 140. So he is a good fighter. He has good power too, but he got his butt whooped. And the thing about Devin Haney, he would cut weight to get to 135. He had to weigh in 3 times against Lomachenko just to make that weight. He looked bigger. He looked fuller. Pause if necessary. At 140, Tank already called it out, saying that day of the fight he was 165. So he's obviously the bigger guy. You know what I'm saying? He's a bigger dude. And shut up. But you know, he's the man. He's finally fighting at a weight class that's good for him. And he's already talking about moving to 147. You know, he kind of called out Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman kind of ducked the fade. The end game could be Terrence Crawford, which would be phenomenal. But he's what boxing should be. He's trying to get all the belts, prove to everybody he's the best. Not saying, "Oh, look at me, I made $30 million. That makes me a better fighter." No, that doesn't make you a better fighter. It just means that you made a lot more money. This is a sport of boxing, combat sport, not the sport of you know, look at my bankroll. You know, it comes hand in hand. Yes, you should make the money, but I'm worried about your fighting. I don't care if you made 40 million. Are you the best fighter? You know, that's how it should be. That's why UFC is better than boxing at the moment, because in MMA, you can't run and hide. These fighters got to fight.
The fighters definitely got to fight because Dana White's going to put you up if you want to or not. That being said, I agree with you completely. I think Devin Haney is one of the best young boxers we have seen in a long, long time. And it's very interesting, right, that we talked about how he's moved up, because he had a Shakur Stevenson fight if he really, or not if he really wanted. Apparently, the rumors are that he says Shakur was ducking him. I don't know about that.
Shakur turned it down.
Okay, so maybe he is ducking him, but
he turned less money. But I mean, you're trying to fight the champion with all the belts, so you're not the A side. So Haney took less money to get all the belts. So if you're not willing to do the same, just complain. Besides, he wasn't going to stay at 135. It's going to take a lot of money for him to come back down. In my opinion.
And so tell us about that. Tell us, the fans, what's interesting about that, him moving up to 140 and maybe even 147 and some fighters that he might face.
You talk about like for Shakur?
No. I'm talking about for Haney.
Oh, well, he's at 40. So I think personally, if he doesn't move to 147, I think the plan might be Subriel Matisse, who's a monster right now. He's from Puerto Rico. This man, look here, everybody.
Yo, I saw highlights for the first time. I was like, he's my new favorite fighter ever.
The last 5 fighters he has faced have all quit. They quit on the stool. And verbally, like, we're done. One of the fighters he fought.
This gave him the no mas. It gave him the no mas.
I mean, this guy, he's legit. I mean, he's an IBF champ. So he fought individual, unfortunately, at the National Harbor at MGM, and a fighter ended up passing away. You know, he beat him that bad. And so he is the boogeyman in that division. So they're already talking about him fighting Teofimo Lopez, who just signed a fight for, I think, March or February against Jermaine Ortiz. For them to fight Puerto Rican Day Parade weekend in New York, because he has no real American appeal. You know, I don't know if his English is if he speaks English well or halfway decent, but they're trying to angle for that fight because Teofimo is from New York. He's not Puerto Rican. I believe he's half Mexican, half Honduras, but Matisse is Puerto Rican. They want to do it on a Puerto Rican Day Parade, kind of like how Cotto used to fight or Edward Berlanga. He would fight also in Puerto Rican Day Parade in Madison Square Garden in the small room. But that's a fight they're trying to go for. And then, so Devin Haney has a WBC. That's the green belt, people. IBF is the red one. That's what Matisse has. The black one is the WBA, and that's what Rolly Romero has. And they're trying to say him against Ryan Garcia might fight. Okay, so and Teofimo is the last one with the belts. He has a WBO, which is a like a maroon looking belt. So if you get Matisse and Teofimo fight each other, that's unification. So that's two belts right there. If whoever wins against Ryan Garcia or Willie Ramirez might fight Devin Haney, that's unification. So you got 2 unification belts lined up, which will lead to undisputed. After that, the champions will fight each other. But there's a lot of fighters at 140. You got Brandon Lee, you got Gary Russell's brother, Antoine Russell. It's crazy. Sidebar: Gary Russell, he's from Brandywine, PG County. 3 of his brothers, they're all boxers. I think 4 of them, they're all boxers. All of them are named Gary Russell. It's like George Foreman. Same name, just different middle name. So it's kind of weird. But he has a brother at 140 who's pretty good as well. And you got Richard Hitchison, aka King Kong. I think he's from some part of Africa. I don't know, but he's a good fighter. So you got a lot of fighters. Yeah, he's from Africa. It's a lot of fighters at 140. It's probably the best division in boxing right now. So I used to box that division back in the 1980s, but I retired.
Oh my god!
I got a prosthetic toe.
If you believe that man fought at 140, I have a nice boat to sell you.
How big is the boat? Was it like a speedboat?
No, he really did. I have no boat to sell you. He really did fight at 140. He was a cruiserweight. No, that's not cruiserweight. I'm tripping. Anyway, so okay. Any other news on Devin Haney? Maybe versus another name that you talked about there?
I mean, right now Devin Haney's been having a war with Tank. Tank Davis out of Baltimore. They've been going back and forth. I just listened to a soundbite of Tank saying, "Have your boss call me. You're nobody. You make no money." Tank, look, you're about to fight Pitbull Cruz. Nobody wants to see that fight on Amazon. Tank has nobody on his resume close to Devin Haney, and I like Tank, but let's call a spade a spade. He doesn't fight nobody. Until he fights somebody respectable, then I'll probably be more on Tank's side. But all this blabbering out the mouth about money and money, F all that. Fight. You know what I'm saying? Fight the man. Let's go. Stop all this jibber jabber. You guys this is in business of fighting. So why does all this other stuff have to, have your boss call me and I'm the man and I run? Shut up, man. Come on.
I agree. We both agree on this that, boxing should be prioritizing the most enticing, the best, the money-making matchups, because boxing is just a money sport. That's all it is. So me and you don't understand why some of these cats just don't want to make the money that they should be making. So, that's kind of hard. Now, speaking of people who want to make money or have been making money, but now want to be an actual boxer, Jake Paul.
Yeah.
Jake Paul had his first loss. And he went back in the gym, and he actually said he finally started taking things seriously. Now, they put him up against a professional boxer named Andre August. I'm not going to hate on the man. He got a 10-2-1 record, but he ain't fought in 2 years.
Yeah.
Jake Paul had a first-round knockout, a devastating uppercut, which just left the dude shivering like he was cold or something. I'm not sure. My friend, what do you think about this fight? What do you think about Jake Paul actually saying he wants to go win a title and the traditional route?
Jake Paul, I give him credit. He doesn't play boxing. He actually does take it serious. I like the fact that he showcases women boxers on his cards all the time. So we're trying to bring light to the women's side of boxing. You know what I'm saying? Last night he had Francine Cruz Dezern, who's from PG County up here in Maryland. She was on the card. She won. So, he does promote women side by side. I give him that.
The Boricua.
She ain't fight though. I'm not,
I know.
She ain't fight. We didn't her watch it last night, but it's one of those things where we're cool like that. But when it comes to boxing, all right, okay, yes, you fought MMA guys that can't box. Cool, whatever. You fought Tyson Fury's brother. You lost that fight. And now he's starting to, fights his first fighter, hasn't fought in 2 years. I don't think it was a dive. It was a legit fight. He looked decent, but I don't know about being a champion, but if it's going to bring more people to the sport to watch and showcase other fighters, I'm with it, because it's kind of like back in the day when Tyson would fight and Christian Martin would be on the undercard. And it brought a lot of people that want to watch, female boxing at that time would just watch her fight because it'd be a knockout. Then Layla Ali, people like that. But Jake Paul, he's getting better. I'll put it like that. I can't put him as like a top. He's a decent prospect. How about that? He's a decent prospect. You're muted.
Follow-up
There you
question
go.
from the mute master. Follow-up question. Do you think he will actually win a title one day?
Absolutely not. Mm-mm.
Really? You don't think he's still 20, 26, 27? He's still young enough.
No, he's not. No.
Wow.
It's hard. It's not. He doesn't look like, okay, only a few people have picked up boxing late in their life. Sergio Martinez, the one who knocked out Paul Williams, a great champion. He picked up boxing very late. He picked up boxing in his 20s. It's very rare people can pick up boxing at a late age. And I'm talking even 18, 19 is late to pick up boxing. A lot of these people have been doing this since they were little. If you see him with a skilled fighter, it's going to be a problem. Like a person who knows what they're doing, it's going to be a problem.
And so that's the other follow-up I have is I heard you said you didn't think it was a dive, and I don't know to a and you have more knowledge obviously than I do, but to a person like myself, it looked like it. Hey Santi, hold on one second. It looked like it could have been a dive. So what?
That uppercut hit. That thing hit legit. That was okay. That was legit. He with a C senor and you know.
He did, but it was weird too because Tim Bradley called it at like the exact time. He was like, "Oh, he needs to stop ducking." Now, Tim Bradley's one of the best analysts out, so he probably would have called that anyways. But he was like, "Oh, he needs to stop ducking," and it came right when the uppercut, and I was like,
I mean, Jake Paul could just be listening to his trainers. You know what I'm saying? They're yelling at you. Like the guy hasn't fought in 2 years, so the guy's pretty rusty. You know, he had a legit background, kind of, but. You know, the guy was older, hadn't fought for 2 years. You know, so they like Shannon Briggs calls them pies. You're like fighters, they want you in there just to get your reps with. You know, and that's basically what he was. He wasn't somebody that would pose any type of threat to Jake Paul. He was just somebody to get in there that they know he can take care of. And it shows you right there if you're ducking that you don't do that in boxing. You don't do that. What are you, a matador? Like what are you going under a ladder? Like why are you ducking? You don't do that. So stuff like that tells you the level of opposition that he's going against when they do stuff like that. You know what I mean? You can't. I mean, it's like what's his name?
I was wondering that myself because I'm just like watching him, and he's got a good stance, but then he just keeps doing this ducking thing with his shoulders, and I'm like, dude, you're gonna get caught at some point.
So, like I said about when Tank knocked out Ryan Garcia and all the Tank sexuals, kind of like bronze sexuals, they were like, "Oh, he's fighting Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia is a glorified, above average fighter. He's not nothing special, doesn't fought nobody. I mean, Ryan Garcia's last fight, he was doing a shoulder roll, and I'd never seen a shoulder roll turn to a spin move. I thought he was Michael Jackson doing I thought he was doing Beat It or something like that. He spun around. I was like, what is that? He ran like certain things. If you watch the sport long enough, you'll see mistakes that people do, and it's like, okay, all right. Now I see why they say you can't play box.
So you're saying he was Draymond Green hitting Nurkic?
Well, first of all, you don't cheap shot a Suns player, okay? We don't tolerate that, Draymond, okay? You're lucky I wasn't there. I would gone on the court, okay? I would have done nothing, but I would have went on the court. My problem with this is sidebar. If I'm on a team and my teammate gets hit in the face by somebody who obviously did it, I'm a well off on him. You know, I mean, he's gonna get one of these. You know.
Oh, I'm taking the suspension off the bench.
Yeah, I'm like, why do you let your teammate get hit like that? What is going on?
By the way, if you didn't see the WWE reel that was going around the internet, it was made out of the WWE graphics, and it's just Draymond just messing everybody up. He got like a sleeper hold on Gobert. It's hilarious.
Ian said, "What's in the fridge, Professor?" I can tell you what's in that fridge. Goya, Kraft, and probably a little bit of double. That's about it.
Bajo, come here. Bajo, come here and defend yourself, sir. I need you to come sit down real quick. Clubber D said this is, by the way, my brother Bajo Malave. You see him, he looked like a boxer. He's big like a boxer. Anyways, Dion Club said that the only thing in your fridge is Goya, adobo, and possibly some sazon. But there's no food.
Kraft
and rice. You say Kraft also. What do you have to say? You can respond.
I don't have any food in my fridge. I don't have food in my fridge.
Oh, you don't have food? Okay.
I guess I have to agree since he's here.
There you go.
I guess we're making burgers. We're making burgers out of thin air over here.
See, you got me in trouble now. I asked for burgers, and now you got me in trouble.
Stop derailing the show. Get out of here,
It's
Omar.
good to see you. It's good to see you.
Hey, this
there,
is
fella.
Bajwan
You
Malave.
too.
Everybody check out his comedy before he leaves. He performs at the Funny Bone in Virginia Beach, so if you're ever there, go check him out. And if
Damn
not,
right.
please go check out his comedy online. Thank you, brother.
Good stuff.
All right,
All
awesome.
right,
So,
derailing Darnold over there. Let's go.
I know, right? Speaking of, let's now move on to the Inoue fight. So on the 26th, he will have a bout against WBA and IBF champion Marlon Tapales of the Philippines. And so he right now holds the WBC and WBO. It is the Super-Bantamweight. So Niall, I always get his first name wrong.
Just
Inoue,
say the monster. Just say the monster.
the monster. What do you
Yeah.
got on this, my brother?
He's the man. I mean, his last fight was against Steve Fulton. Steve Fulton brought his belts over Japan. He made a good, made some good money. I was sad that Fulton got his butt whooped in the 8th round. He was TKO. I mean, it was a butt whooping. I mean, he almost knocked his rat tail off. So he's undisputed at 118 bantamweight. Okay, mind you, it's a low weight class. Now he's moving up to super bantamweight or junior featherweight, whatever you want to call it, at 122, and he's taking the 2 belts that he won and fighting against what's the cat's name? Tapales, whatever. It doesn't matter what his name is. He's about to lose. Okay, so Monster is going to be 2-time. The next, he's be the second male to be two different weight class champion, undisputed champion. First was Terrence Crawford, obviously, who did 140, 147. But the Monster will be undisputed at junior featherweight, 122, in about a week or so. That's all people need to know about that fight.
And so he's moved up, though, how many weight classes now? I think it's been about five weight classes now that he's moved up.
I think he started at like one. Oh, Lord, where did he start? Probably about 3 or 4, because a lot of them are close together within like 110, 112, all that stuff's like super light people. People that my leg weighs more than them. So, he's moved up. And I know after beat Stephen Fulton, they were talking about Tank. I was like, there's no way. He's get killed if he fought Tank. He's too small. Too small.
Are you referencing a third leg?
We're not pausing right now, so let's just keep that. That's
all right.
nice.
Well, you had 3 reckless ones earlier that I did not call out in a row.
That's just like the third leg. That's like to the 10th degree. That's not even.
All right.
It's danger zone.
So, anyways, all right. So he's going for his second undisputed after Terrence Crawford, as Clubber D said. Santi's bringing me some spoiled milk. I appreciate you, brother. No, it's not spoiled. Okay. So, moving on to the huge bout, December 23rd.
That's right.
It is called the Day of Reckoning. There are a bunch of names on this fight, on this card, including Deontay Wilder fighting Joseph Parker. In the co-main event, the main event is going to be Anthony Joshua versus Otto Wallin. And then we also have a Dmitry Bivol sighting on this card. So can you tell me, first of all, why is Bivol on this card? Is it just for name status? And then after that, can you please move into the co-main event of Anthony Wilder versus Parker?
So this card was originally supposed to be Tyson Fury versus Usyk, but Francis Ngannou put that beat down on Tyson Fury, so they had to move this date. And like I said before, they got a lot of money out in the Middle East, Saudi Arabia. They got a lot of money they're throwing out, and they're trying to put on the good fights and have the fights go over there because Americans can't get it right and have it here in Vegas. So they got the money. They're putting it up for everybody to get everybody fat and happy. So I was about to come out of there in retirement, but my prosthetic toe, I can't get past through the commission. But anyways, they got Dmitry Bivol on this fight because Bivol hasn't fought all year. I think last time he fought was last year against Gilberto Ramirez, where he put the beat down to him. And so they want to kind of get him active. They want that undisputed against Better Beev, which hopefully will be good, which will happen. But Better Beev is fighting Liam Smith or I think one of the Smith brothers, they're Great Britain, one of those tea and crumpets over there. They're fighting them. And then he's got Ramadan, and then hopefully he'll fight after that. So that's the fight they're angling for, but they want to keep Bivol busy. I got Bivol's going to win that fight. It's just something to keep him busy. You know what I mean? And you want me to jump straight into Wilder, you said? He's still muted.
Yeah,
Okay. So
no. No. Sorry about that. I was saying you can. I was going to let you go. But anyways, let me set it up then. So the day of reckoning, we got Deontay Wilder versus Joseph Parker. Obviously, most people thought that this was going to be a setup, and I'll let you get into that. But we have two former world heavyweight champions right now. Parker resigned as the WBO champion from 2006, that he was held from 2016 to 2018, and Wilder was the WBC champion from 2015 to 2020. So you have two heavyweights that held the belt for at least 2 years. Wilder is 43-2-1 with 42 KOs. That means he has knocked out every single person except one person. And he's fighting Parker with a 33-3 record with 23 KOs, so not a slouch on his own when it comes to knocking people out. So there was a fight obviously that we're looking forward to, and again, I will let you get into all that. What do you think about this fight?
Yeah, man. So Parker's good. He beat Andy Ruiz to become that WBO champion, and then he lost to Anthony Joshua when Joshua was the unified champion, grabbing all the belts but Wilder's belt back at that time. Parker's a real good fighter. He had a little skid because he had lost to Joshua, and then he lost to Dillian White right after that. Then went on a winning streak, and then got knocked the hell out by Joe the Juggernaut Joyce, who's a good British fighter. Knocked him out. I think it was in the 12th or 11th round. He was sleeping. But, he's good fighter out of New Zealand. He's very active. The problem with him is that I think it's a confidence thing. Sometimes I think if he feels beaten or if he doesn't feel like he can do it, he's not going to have a great performance. With that being said, but in hindsight, Wilder hasn't fought in what I wrote it down 14 months. Okay, he's had only 2 minutes of 57 seconds of boxing. He fought Robert Helenius and knocked him out almost in the second round, basically the end of the first round. So he hasn't really boxed. And, he was coming off those 2 losses to Tyson Fury back-to-back, which are both knockouts, So with that time off, I'm worried that he might be chinny. And chinny just means that you have a glass chin. You might get knocked out or knocked woozy. Like you said with Wilder, his record, impeccable. I mean, I don't know anybody that has knocked down everyone he's fought. He's only
not even Mike Tyson. Not even Mike Tyson had that many knockouts in fights.
I've never seen power like this. And this man's only maybe 217 pounds, 212. That's why two of the belts are making a
But he is built like a Greek god. Like he is built like something I've never seen before. Pause.
He's very wiry, and that's what he's 6'7". He has that. It's like a whip the way he does his hooks, and he has. Anyone who watches boxing will tell you that he has no boxing skills. He's not a skillful boxer. He's not like Usyk. He's not like Fury. But his power makes up for all that stuff. If you see him fight, those punches come from all over. Now, a skilled boxer can catch him. His last fight against Fury, he kept to the game plan for the first 2 or 3 rounds, going to the body, having a jab, and then resorted back to his old ways. Robert Helenius wasn't really a sample size to see if he's improved as much with Malik Scott being his trainer. But with this fight, I got scary because they already announced, him versus Joshua before these fights even happened. And they already messed up by doing that with Fury and Usyk for the 23rd. So now with this saying they're going to fight on March 9th, I'm scared there's going to be an upset. Okay. And this fight, there can be an upset. But the upset won't be next week. Okay. Because he's going to knock Parker out prior to the 3rd round. Okay, Parker's going to think he's back in New Zealand chasing a dingo or something like that. He's going to be over there. He might, I'm not going to say what I was going to say, but, he might think he's back home, all right? Because this could be one of those things. I don't care if he knows the tribal chief. I don't care who he's going to get. He is not going to beat Wilder. I do not see that. Wilder is going to knock him out. Put that right there.
I completely agree. Wilder is going to not. Again, we don't want to discredit Parker. He's a very, very tough fighter.
Very good.
But Wilder's power is on another level, and if he catches you, like you said, just one time, that's all it takes, and you are donezo. Now, he is not the greatest boxer that we know. And there are better, and one that would be considered better as a technical boxer, but one that has had his own troubles that you just mentioned. Anthony Joshua, losing a couple fights there. He is in the main event against Otto Wallin. And so with this fight, right, we're looking at a former, pretty dominant heavyweight champion, still good record, 26-3, 23 KOs, going against Otto Wallin, who was 26-1, so only one loss, a little less powerful, 14 KOs. But Joshua's 34 and has limited experience against southpaws, and Wallin is coming in as a southpaw. How does that affect the fight, and how do you think this will play out?
Well, and that's the thing, like, Joshua, he's fought a lot of shorter guys. This guy's Wallin, he's 6'5". He fought Robert Helenius, who's the same person that Wilder fought in his last fight and knocked him out, I think, in the 7th or 8th round. It only took Wilder 1 round to get rid of him. Joshua gets hit, okay, and he has changed training coaches again. So the reason why he's not with Derek James, and Derek James is the one who trains one of the Charlo twins. He trains Frank Martin. He trains Earl Spence. Trains Ryan Garcia. He's a good trainer, but he wasn't going to fly him out to England, or he wasn't going to come to America. So he has Ben Davis, who was Tyson Fury's old trainer, as his trainer right now for this fight, because he's already in England. And Otto Wallin fought Tyson Fury in Vegas when Fury came out looking like Apollo Creed with all the American stuff on, and that clip we see him ducking all those punches, that's against Otto Wallin. And that fight was actually pretty close. Okay, it went the distance. It was actually a pretty close fight. This guy is no slouch. He's a good boxer. So I'm eager to see how Joshua reacts to him, because Joshua gets frustrated. Like when he fought Usyk twice in a row, he got real frustrated because Usyk was putting knees to his face, and it showed him angles he's never seen. That didn't sound right, but it's just one of those things where Joshua needs to watch out. And Al Wallin, he is 6'5". He's a tall, lanky, rangy fighter. So this might help him when he fights Wilder, because Wilder is 6'7", and a very lanky fighter as well. So it's not so often when you're at that height, you fight guys your height or taller, so this should be very, very interesting. I'm worried about Wilder winning, and the date of March 9th, the day of the greatest rapper of all time, died on. But I'm worried about Joshua losing also. So this is a tough one. I think this one will go the distance, but I got Joshua winning this by majority decision. I think he might. I think he's gonna knock Wallin down probably 2 or 3 times in this fight, but I don't see him knocking him out. I do.
So you think Wallin is that good to go the distance?
I mean, Joshua, he went to the distance with Jermaine Franklin, who's a really good fighter, and he should have took care of him earlier, but he didn't. And it's the change of a trainer, and this is like his 4th trainer in the last 4 fights. He had Robert Garcia. Yeah, he had James. He has someone else, but he's switching a lot of different trainers. So, I like Joshua. I don't like when he tries to act too tough, because it's not his style. He was.
It's not him. Yeah, he's not.
Yeah, he was like, I want to be Nicky Bonds. I want to be Frank Lucas. No. Be Paddington the Bear. Be the Spice Girls. Be the people over there. Don't try to act like you coming over here. You want to be a big time. Act like you're tough or something like that. Like, dude, just relax. That's not your style. You're a great person. You don't need to act like you want to be these thugs. These American. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro. I want to be Frank Lewis. I'm like, man, sit down. Just stop.
Or Frank White, which would be an apt comparison, seeing how you use March 9th as the date of. Hey, you see, we connecting dots.
There we go.
Brother. Most people probably don't know who we're talking about. Can you tell Ian? Can you tell Ian and all our friends in Australia who we're talking about?
Yeah, on a night in California, I think it was L.A. March 9th was when Biggie was gunned down. Okay, so one of the great rappers we like from the '90s, who's weird but I still love his stuff. Cannabis, said one of the greatest rappers died on March 9th. In his
died
first
on March 9th. Yeah.
I think that was a diss song against LL Cool J, 2nd round knockout.
Whoa, it sure was. And if you go back again, that disc came from 4-3-2-1, where LL thought that Cannabis just him and took his mic off his arm. Y'all don't know about the deep cuts of hip hop. Y'all need to go learn hip hop.
Hey, you don't want to borrow this. You want to idolize, and you don't want to make me mad. You want to socialize. So let's keep it going. Oh, we got it. We got it today. We got it.
Hey, the 50th anniversary of hip hop. Let's get it. So the Day of Reckoning is coming next week. We have those 2 heavyweight boxing matches. That's going to be awesome. Obviously,
Yes, sir.
setting up hopefully for what we expect to be a March 9th, as you mentioned, heavyweight battle between Wilder and Joshua, which we will preview for you in the future. Again, while we're here at the halfway point, y'all, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Are you on YouTube right now? Go check out Ball and Buds. Hit subscribe. Get all those videos that we putting out, all the funny stuff. If you haven't seen Hot Take Jake wearing his wife's hat, please go watch that video because you're
Young and look like a great value Undertaker. I mean, we can cuss on here, right, Omar? We cussing today?
Can.
Okay, because I know when he put the hat on, looked in the mirror like I'm a bad bitch. I know he had to say that. Like he had his wife's hat on, looked like the Undertaker. I thought that or he's gonna be the youngin from Shao Kahn from not Shao Kahn, whatever his name is from Mortal Kombat. They're gonna throw the hat and spikes on it.
Oh, Raiden.
I don't know. Sure, yeah.
Raiden. But anyways, stupid as shit. So he's gonna be booty popping his ass in the mirror.
Hey,
all right,
here
we
bad
go.
with that hat on.
Hey, doing something. Maybe doing some tricks. Anyways, let's keep it moving. So now we move on, y'all. I know this is what you came for. If you are watching UFC tonight, huge card tonight going on in the T-Mobile Arena, in Vegas. So let's go ahead and go through these fights. Obviously, we'll keep the co-main and main for last, but I know there is a little bad boy that you want to talk about and a legacy fighter that he is fighting. So tell us more about this, my friend.
Are we talking about Mr. Tony Ferguson?
We are. Yes, we are.
Talk about Mr. Tony. Okay, so, oh boy, where do we start with Tony Ferguson? He's
lost 6 in a row. That's where we can start.
Six L's in a row. Let me break this down. His last loss was to Bobby Green, Omar, and before that it was Nate Diaz. And I broke these fights down and the nature of how he lost. Okay, 2 submissions. Okay, a triangle and a rear naked choke. Knocked out by Michael Chandler, and that was the same night as when Canelo Alvarez lost to Dmitry Bivol. That was my birthday about 2 years ago, that's when he took the front kick, kind of like Lyoto Machida when he hit Randy Couture with that, and I mean it was like a crane style kick to the face, smell my toes, go to sleep. One of those.
That might have been one of the most disgusting knockouts I've ever seen. His face just like in slow motion, his jaw just like
gross. I mean, Randy, what's his name? Anderson Silva did that to Vitor Belfort. Also, that front kick crane style. Like feet, toes to the face. It's us. Rex Ryan would love it. But anyways, so that's one loss like that. I know you pop on that one. He lost 2 decisions to Charles Oliveira and Darnouche. He lost to them, and then 1 TKO by Justin Gaethje. So. In his 6 loss streak, he's lost every which way. So that's 6 sides of an ass whooping he's done gotten his last 6 fights. Okay,
I understand. 6 sides of the ass whooping.
6 sides of an ass whooping. Any way he can lose, he's done it. Okay, he might trip on his way to the cage and lose that way from no contest. I'm sorry. Look, you're 39 years old. I can tell because your hairline shows. You need to stop. I know he's training with David Goggins and he's doing all that motivational speech and stuff like that. He's setting you up for a motivational ass whooping because Paddy Pimblett is coming in. This is a young kid they're trying to market from England. He had a questionable last fight against Jared Gordon, which I actually thought he lost. But this guy's his UFC debut, knockout with punches. Second fight, rear naked choke. Third fight, knockout with punches. Fourth fight, rear naked choke. Fifth fight, knockout with punches, I believe. No, rear naked choke. And then it was the decision. So they're marketing this guy to be the next big thing overseas, because you got Tom Aspinall, who they love in Great Britain. They love in England. Paddy Pimblett, they love him in England. Leon Edwards, they try to market him, but people don't care about him because he has no personality. We'll get to him later. But, you'll see, you ever heard of an industry plant like a Tekashi 6ix9ine or Ice Spice, people like that? They say that the industry put into the game. That is what Paddy Pimpleton is. I'm not gonna call him his nickname because it's very suspect, but you know his nickname. Yeah, I'm not saying it.
The Batty. That's why I said it earlier.
Patty, you know what? But call another man Batty. Come on. But anyways,
I'm not doing that. Yeah, that's weird.
They're pumping him up to be the next big thing, and they need to
Well, they
market
want him to be the next Conor McGregor. That's what they want him to be. Let's just say it
He's
outright.
going to be that too, but he has. Well, that's another podcast. But
he has won 6 in a row because they've been setting him up to win, right?
yeah, and he's producing. I'm not knocking his game. I'm actually a fan. I think he's a good fighter, and unfortunately, Tony Ferguson is a sacrificial lamb. You know what I'm saying? He needs it. They're saying, okay, this guy needs to get a name. Let's get somebody like Tony Ferguson.
And that's Dana White's MO, right? Doesn't
Yep.
he like use the old fighters on the downside to boost up his young
Yep,
fighters?
you got to use somebody. You have to. The way the fight game works, you can fight prospects all you want, but for a person to make that next level before they get to the upper echelon of fighters, you got to fight a name who's declining. It happens in all across all sports. Okay, you got to fight somebody, that middle of the road person, that semi got a name.
Like in boxing, when Julio Cesar Chavez was getting put up against everybody, basically.
I got my issues with him, but yeah, you know, I'm not gonna start.
we will not promote his character on this.
No, Chavez is the man. Chavez is the man. It's just that certain fighters that look like me, they don't have a fair shake against him. Pernell Whitaker, Motor Taylor, they didn't have a fair shake. Pernell Whitaker won that fight. That was not a draw.
Man.
Sweet Pea's one of the reasons why I even watch boxing.
Baby.
That's Virginia 757, where you're at right now. Represent, rest in peace. But you know, Chavez, I mean, come on, man. He fought a lot of. Back to UFC. I'm about to get canceled. But so now Tony Ferguson's get his ass whooped. Point blank period. Ass whooped. You can go on FanDuel, Bet Us, any other website that doesn't support us.
Bangers.
Anyone that doesn't support us, yeah, go ahead and put the
So
money.
you don't think he has a chance for even a knockout? Like knockout, not even a knockout. You just say that.
He has a small chance for a submission. I say that. A small chance for a submission. If he did a submission, cool. I just was 6 fight losing streak.
That's bad.
And it's not like if you watch that Nate Diaz fight, he looked bad.
He looked old.
He looked very old. And Bobby Green fight, he looked okay in some points, but Bobby Green's like a C-level fighter. So that kind of tells you.
But as you mentioned, a lot of people have said Patty shouldn't have won that last fight that he fought against what was that?
Gordon. Gordon's a good young fighter though. It's not like, you know, it was a nobody. The guy's actually a decent guy. So that's why I think they're putting him against Tony Ferguson for that.
And so put this question to you, just like I put the Jake Paul question to you. I know Patty's a lot younger, but do you see Patty winning a title at any point? I mean, because that's why they're doing this. That's why they're getting him to beat Ferguson. I could
see him winning a title. I could see him being a strong title contender.
Okay.
I don't see him.
But you know, Dana White automatically at some point is going to put him in. It's just if he wins.
Yeah, if he keeps winning, yeah, they will. But I would have to see more.
Who's the champion in his division right now?
That is the 170, right?
Yes, I think so.
Yeah, that's Leon Edwards.
Oh, he's in that same division. Oh, no.
Yeah, double check on that one. But
no,
yeah,
I'll go ahead and double check. You go ahead and do your thing.
I think he's in that division.
That's a little suspect. He's not gonna make it in that division.
Yeah, because it's Ferguson. Yeah.
So,
Or 155. I think it's 155.
It got to be lighter than 170. He ain't that big, I don't think.
Yeah, no, because go ahead. You're good. You're good.
No. You're good. We'll come back to that. I'll get that for you. But let's go ahead and move on to that other one next to that one that you don't really want to talk about, but we're going to touch on just for a second, because the guy you used to love, the guy you used to hype up, and now you've just thrown him in the trash, Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, going against I don't want to ruin this, but Shamzat Kamzev, or I think I got that wrong.
That's Hamzat Chimaev you're thinking of.
I completely
it's a hard name to pronounce, but I used to like Wonderboy. He's karate style size. I think he's from Nashville too, but I think he's from that. I could be wrong, but yeah, the Wonderboy, he's a beast. But that side style, like that Lyoto Machida, that karate style that he does, he has some good fights with Tyron Woodley. That was when Woodley was in his prime. But I mean, Thompson, he's a better looking Tony Ferguson, being that he's long in the tooth. I mean, I think he was 38, 37. He's up there. So I hate to say it. It wasn't bad. I hate to say it, but sit your old ass down. It's time. It's Thompson, Stephen Thompson. I love you like a play cousin, but it's time. I
Bro,
don't see him.
bang.
I don't see him winning this.
Just
I don't see
done.
him winning this.
Yeah, I don't see it either. I can see. I need a caveat on this because I know you have a caveat for this. There's got to be a caveat that he can win.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Gotta
if it's
be.
a caveat, he'll get him on points. He'll Stephen Thompson. He'll outpoint you to death.
I mean, he's
He'll-
a striker though too. Could he just?
yeah.
not
So
knock
saying
him
he'll
out?
outpoint you with the points with the strikes. He'll
Okay.
like a decision. He'll get him.
But he won't knock him out though.
I could. Last time he knocks one out.
I
Yeah,
even
I
know.
don't see.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
don't
I was
see a
wondering.
knockout. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right. Cool. Well, hey, that's what's up.
But hey,
all right.
Club banger caveat. Here's a caveat. It could be Fountain Youth Night, and both of them, him and Ferguson, both get a second round knockouts. How about that?
Let's go.
You know what I'm saying? Hedge your
Let's
bets
go.
with that. Hedge your bets.
By the way, just to update you, Patty is in the lightweight division.
Yeah, 155.
Holy
Yeah, so-
cannolis, dude!
Yeah, he
Poirier, Gaethje, Makhachev. Come on now, really?
Islam will baptize. He'll turn the Muslim.
Well, he
on
will
fire.
eat him. He will eat his. You know
Whoa.
what? Pause. Yes.
Wow.
I said that for a reason. That's how bad he will beat his ass.
Yeah.
That's how bad he would beat his ass. All right, let's move on to the co-main event. We got oh god, here we go again.
Pantoja.
There you go. Alexander Pantoja versus Brandon Royval. Right?
Oh yeah.
So these are some up and coming fighters. They're both up and coming. Hold on 1 second, buddy. 1 second. I know. Hold on. It's a I know, right? Hold on. Hey, let me let him go and I'll be right back. All right, so Pantoja versus geez, now he's got me all messed up. Moreno. Not
Brandon Royval.
Royval.
Yeah.
So let's talk about this. What are your thoughts on this fight while I get this little munchkin off of me?
So I think like Pantoja's the man. Okay, I like this last fight. He fought for his mother, basically saying that this fight is for my mother. She raised me, my siblings, so everything I do is for her. And I just love hearing that. And now he wants to dedicate the fight to his father as well. So, he's all about your respect and honor and things like that. So they fought before. I'm going to say I wrote it down somewhere. It was like 2001 they fought prior, and Pantoja won. And since then, Rovel's been on a 3-fight winning streak. So, this fight's going to be, the first fight was Friday of the night, so it was a barn burner, and Pantoja likes putting on fights. This man will go at these guys with 125 pounds. These dudes, they put those deep beaters on each other, you know what I'm saying? And that's a pause already. So I put it like this. I'll go with Pantoja because, I like when I hear fighters fighting with some type of chip on their shoulder. You know what I mean? Like coming up through a struggle, coming up through something of that nature. I like fighters doing that, but I got Pantoja.
Now, at the flyweight, though, these boys are both, brawlers. They're not afraid to come in and just throw those, as you said, dick beaters. So when that happens, though, oh, my bad. Whoops. All right, well, hey, there they are. Here we are, and here we are. I don't know. So could not Royval catch him and, end it with a clever caveat, possibly?
He could, but it's one of those things where they fought already, and he lost by near rear naked choke. So and they went at it that fight. That was actually a fight of the night when they did fight, and so it could happen. I don't see this fight going the distance. It's I would say a toss up, but I'm going with more on the Pantoja side because this guy's beaten Brandon Moreno twice, and that's just ridiculous. Brandon Moreno's up.
Now his defense is horrible though.
Oh, it's god awful. His defense hit me. That's his.
So
defense.
he's just gonna have to catch him, and that's it.
Yeah.
He's just going to catch him. Okay.
Now with that style of fighting, it catches up with you fast. You know what I'm saying? So there's no decline. It just boom, it happens, and you're just a chinny fighter.
You were telling me about that. You were telling me last time. I think last time we talked, you were telling me about the fighters that get into those brawls all the time and how their careers end early because of all the hits that they take to the head.
Oh yeah, look at Chuck Liddell. People like that, like Rich Franklin knocked him out. People were just knocking him out, like you could sneeze and fall asleep. I had knocked somebody out like that one time. I slapped him one time. I got arrested for noise pollution. It was ridiculous. But so it's the thing about that is if you're one of those fighters like in boxing, Jared Hurd, a great fighter, another DMV fighter from PG County, Akiki to be announced, be correct. But he later in his career, he was just like to get hit and then hit back. You can't continue to get hit like that and just still sustain that style. It doesn't work. It's not one fighter. I mean, we all love watching Ricardo Mayorga. You cannot get hit and your brain can take so much punishment. You're not going to stay with it. So, that's where yes, Ravel has a chance to win, because you never know when that's going to happen with that style of fighter. You can't just get taken out at any time. But I think Pantoja, he's on top of his game right now, so I don't think Ravel can win. If he does win, it'll be a knockout. I think he win by knockout. I say that and watch it be a freaking
Clever
submission.
caveat.
Mhm.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you for that expert analysis. We really appreciate that. Let's move on to the main event. The welterweight title. I'm not going to steal your shine there.
Is that Miguel Buffer?
That was Miguel. Oh my God! I gotta go. So I can't. I have nowhere to go. I want to go laugh so bad. I have nowhere to go. He just called me Miguel Buffer, son. He called me Miguel. What the fuck? All right. Wow, that was good. I'm never gonna forget Miguel Buffer.
Make some leaves. Look at him.
Look, Bajo was acting like Pedro yesterday. He was like, shout out Papa Pedro, but he was out here like sweeping the rake. He was like, I'm about to pull Pedro. I was like, dude, I just got here. Can we just like hang out and drink a beer? No, he had to start cleaning. I was like, all right, whatever.
That's my guy right there.
Let's move on to the main event. We have the welterweight champion, Leon Edwards, who took out our boy and great champion, Kamaru Usman, not once, but twice. Now, let's preface this. Colby Covington is coming off a 2-year layoff. Well, maybe a little bit less, because he got his ass whooped by Jorge Masvidal. So, that was there in the middle. But anyways, you have a wrestler, Colby Covington, coming back. Obviously, wrestling is more about the knowledge and skill of the wrestling and your cardio, versus Edwards, who, by the way, showed fantastic takedown defense against Kamaru Usman in those first 2 fights. How do you see this playing out with his takedown defense against Covington's wrestling? And on the opposite point, do you think that Edwards, who is a great striker, do you think Covington, who's not as a great striker, can keep up with Edwards, who is a great striker?
Yeah, I'll get to particulars, and then I'll get with my beef with Covington after this. So, backstory on Covington. This guy is high pressure wrestling. Okay, yes, Leon Edwards did get up from Kamaru Usman, but Usman was already kind of in that mode of, I want to stand up. That's the reason why he got sent to the shadow realm with that head kick in the first fight. 5th round, all he had to do was just keep wrestling him and take him down and just break his will. His will was broken. Looked like he's about to cry in the between rounds. His quarterman's yelling at Leon Edwards, "Come on, you gotta, man up. Let's go. Give him that positive reinforcement they needed, because he just looked so disheveled, getting his ass whooped the last 4 rounds. And then they noticed Usman kept on putting his hands down, wanted to stand up. And then, I think it was a left kick or right kick to the face, went to sleep. He was trying to find Frodo, put that ring on. He was sleeping right then. But Covington, my problem with Covington is that I looked at his resume and I was like, okay, yes, Covington outside the cage, at the time when political stuff was going on, super Trump, and you could trigger a lot of people by saying Trump, which is stupid. People get mad. Oh, who cares if it's Trump? I don't care if it's Thump. But shout out to JYD. But it's my thing is this. Covington's he's a great seller. He can sell a fight. Okay, he got that MAGA crowd. He's always Trump, DeSantis, all that stuff. Trump's going to be there tonight to support him, which is cool. That's bringing eyes. He knows how to sell a fight, and whoever's fighting him isn't complaining about that pay-per-view check that they get, because he can sell the fight. But if you look at his fights, you lost to Usman twice. All right, so that's probably the best person you fought. Other than that, you fought a Damian Maia. You fought a common opponent was Rafael dos Anjos, and you fought Robbie Lawler and Tyron Woodley after Woodley lost to Usman. So it's not like Covington has ripped through the whole division. He barely fights, and the fact that he's been out of fighting in the last 2 years, he fought Jorge Masvidal, who wasn't even a top fighter at the time. It was more a grudge match, and then he gets a title shot now. and those charges got dropped against Masvidal after he cracked his fake teeth. I'm sorry, and broke his Rolex. And to say that man ran behind a hostess desk at a restaurant to get away from Masvidal on the street. So you talk all this stuff about you're tough, and then when someone sees you on the street, you act a certain way, and that's what he gets. We're gonna get to him in his mouth, because at that time with Masvidal, he was saying, talk about his kids, talk about his ex-wife, things of that nature. You don't do that stuff, okay? And you wonder why he saw him on the street, and then you're gonna run behind the hostess desk and call the police. How tough are you? You know what I'm saying?
I have a question, follow up real quick. What restaurant was that?
It was probably it was in Miami, so it's probably
it was like Applebee's or TGI.
I don't know if it was. Well, I hear at Applebee's allegedly they like to watch porn. They like people watch pornos at the bar. Allegedly.
Oh my God! How do you remember that?
You gotta remember everything.
You remember that?
Everything. So yeah, so I think I told you I get over the pop at least once or twice. But the thing about that is Kobe Covington is the king of talking stuff, but in the street, whatever. And Leon Edwards, this guy, my problem with Leon Edwards, like I mentioned with Joshua Parker, this guy does not know how to he gets very beaten fast. He's like, when Usman wrestled him down, he was kind of just disheveled, like, oh, why am I here? I'm getting my butt whipped. The confidence level's at an all-time low with him sometimes. And he's a hell of a fighter. I mean, this man has won 11 out of his last 12 fights. And the one fight he didn't win was a no contest against Bilal Muhammad, who he should be fighting again for the belt. But, since Kobe dropped those charges against Masvidal, he gets a title shot, which is just, I don't know. It's just crazy the way this is happening. But, you look at Leon Edwards' resume, it's way better. He's beaten Usman twice. He's beaten Nate Diaz. He's beaten Vicente Lupe. He's beaten Rafael dos Santos, Cowboy Donald Cerrone. So he has a way better resume than Kobe Covington. So, I'm leaning towards Leon in this fight. Leaning towards Leon.
Club bangers.
Now, Kobe, before the press conference, I had Kobe winning this fight. So this is going to be my caveat right here. And I honestly do think Kobe's going to win this fight because his wrestling isn't like Usman's wrestling. Kobe has an unlimited gas tank. He's pressure, and he's going to stay on you. Usman wanted to stand up and do all that stuff. Kobe's not going to want to do all that stuff. So I had Kobe winning this fight because he was going to break Leon. And I thought he was going to do it. But because of that press conference, I cannot back him. So that'll just be a caveat.
Club bangers. So what's your club banger then again?
Now, should I say, do you know what happened at the press conference, Omar?
No, I do not know what happened. What happened at the press conference?
So when they were going back, so Kobe came to the press conference with a Make America Great Again hat. He always wears that. That's who cares.
God.
And then he wore the outfit like he was a wig.
There's no politics here, y'all. We don't care.
Yeah, I don't care.
Cover D and I both hate politics, so we don't care. We just hate politicians. That's it.
And sidebar, shout out to my man Tijuana Jack. He had a little cigar function last night. I was there in the house. You know what I'm saying? Check out Cigar Life on Instagram. Check out the
Where
Cut
does he
Man
live
podcast.
at now?
He's down in Stafford.
Okay.
But check out the Cut Man podcast on Instagram. That's my guy right there. But anyways,
love you, Marcus.
But yeah, so in the press conference, this man had a suit on like he was George Washington, okay? Talking junk, saying this is going to be 1776 is the revolution. We're going to beat England because Leon Edwards is from England.
Oh, okay.
So it's one of those things, It's cool. It's cool. I rock with it, American. Whatever.
But he goes too far with his trash talking.
And that's where I'm going to get to. So he told Leon Edwards, I'm going to take you to 7 levels of hell or whatever it was so we can say hello to your father. Yeah, he said that. And Leon Edwards threw the water bottle at him because Leon Edwards, his dad was killed in a nightclub when he was 13 years old.
Yo.
Okay. When his dad was killed in a nightclub, Leon Edwards when you don't have that strong father figure, this is what happens. He went to a life of selling drugs, knife possession, doing wrong stuff. Changed his life around when his mother put him in MMA at age 17. So MMA has literally saved this man's life. Okay. So for Kobe to say that, for someone to say that shit, you have to know that you're already defeated, so you have to basically pick up their emotions to get a rise out of them. So he goes.
I don't
into the
even
fight
care if
reckless.
I don't even care if the dude and his dad don't talk anymore. I don't even care if they hate each other. You don't say some shit like that.
You don't.
That's messed up.
You know, and a lot of fighters, a lot of ex-fighters are talking about Kobe Covington saying you're a bitch for saying that. When I agree, I have him winning this fight because he said some sucker shit like that. Oh, Leon Edwards, my knockout. I don't care if I'm wrong, but I want Leon Edwards to knock him.
I'm with
I
you.
want him to knock those fake teeth out. I want him to knock his hairline further back. I want him to knock his voting rights away. I'm tired of Kobe Covington and his stupid shit. Whoop his ass. And Leon has a younger brother named Fabian Edwards. He lost to a title fight in Bellator a couple months ago. I hope he jumped the cage. You know, act like it's hell in a cell. Jump in there, whoop his ass too. Okay, you know, why would you talk about his dad like that? Like, I don't understand. Like, what do you get out of that?
Yo, I'd fuck somebody up.
I don't understand. Like, you're gonna see them regardless of fight. You don't need that to sell the fight. That's
Right.
where I draw the line.
And
with
that's
that
just
shit.
gonna give them more motivation to kick your ass.
And so he said the comment. You know, so I think personally, he did it because he knows he's defeated. He knows he probably can't beat him, so he has to get him off his game plan on. So he's just gonna go in reckless and Kobe take him down and wrestle him, do whatever he has to do to beat him. But that's kind of a weakness right there.
And so, what happens if Leon Edwards, or even more entertainingly, what happens if Colby Covington wins this fight? Who is next for this winner?
Ooh, 170. That's a good question. Well, they're already talking.
Because they have Bilal Muhammad as the backup.
Bilal should be.
Do you think he should have been? Okay, okay.
He should have been there. He should have been there. He's been on a win streak.
So you think that Covington, as a friend of Dana White, as a a friend of the party, was able to be moved ahead after 2 years of not fighting, and ahead of Bilal Muhammad, and so you believe that Bilal Muhammad actually deserved this fight tonight?
Bilal Muhammad should have had this fight because him and Leon Edwards fought before, but it was no contest due to a poke in the eye when Muhammad got poked in the eye.
That's right.
I
remember that. Yeah,
so that's part of his 12-fight or 11-fight winning streak. That fight should already happen. Bilal Muhammad fought Sean Brady and knocked him out. Looked great in that fight. You know, I'm not going to get to political or religious aspects of why they don't want to push him when they already pushed Khabib, but
they're pushing all of those fighters
because
they want another
That's
Khabib.
why I said it's not. That's why I said it's not.
I think Dana White saw Khabib and was like, "This is my golden goose, and now I'm going to try to replicate this every time."
Well, you got to understand.
Like,
well, you got to understand Khabib, where he's from in Dagestan, and Khabib has strong connections with Abu Dhabi in the Middle East. That fight against Conor McGregor, that was the highest grossing fight ever viewed. Because they're trying to get that market out there in Saudi Arabia, and they fight in Abu Dhabi. That's why Islam fights out there, and that's why Hamzat fights out there and lives out there now. So they're trying to build. That's a block point. They're trying to build that base there out in the Middle East. Okay, so that factors in too. Bilal Muhammad's from like Chicago. You know what I'm saying? Yes, he's Muslim, but he's not from out there. It's a little different. So. And Kobe Covington, hate him or love him, he brings viewers to watch. You know what I'm saying? Comes out with the Kurt Angle music. You know, I respect some of his stuff, but that stuff's just too low, what I just mentioned. So a lot of stuff you got to understand is they got to make money. And Bilal Muhammad first.
But to continue on that point, though, Nurmagomedov.
Khabib.
His cousin was the champion of Bellator, correct?
Umar, yeah.
Umar, yes. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, now it's built. Now PFL bought that. So, but he got caught with steroids, so who knows what's going to happen with that? That's another story of are they doping over there?
Well, that's a really great segue, though, because I know that you don't want to really talk about this, but we have a fan question that comes from Bellator over PFL. So this person obviously must have loved Bellator. PFL recently bought out Bellator because Showtime Sports pretty much shut down their boxing and MMA and everything.
I got to say something.
Yeah. So what do you think about that? And go ahead into the Showtime stuff too.
Yeah. So tonight, Dave Morrell, he is a Cuban fighter. He fights tonight on Showtime. This will be Showtime's last boxing event on their network. And when this happens, I will be turning in my Xfinity Cable box. We're going with YouTube TV. A lot of you suckers are dusty.
Was that the last straw before you quit cable?
Yeah, I don't need for it. I have no need for it. No need.
Woo!
I'm going to YouTube TV. Okay. A lot of y'all are dusty, be still in cable, and I'm telling. But I don't do that. I'm getting YouTube TV. I already got it now for a Sunday ticket. So yeah, I'm trying to get it on Monday. I was going to watch this last event this Saturday, and then just turn in my box. I just don't need it no more. But yeah, David Morrell tonight on your Showtime. This is the last time after 37 years. That's 37 years of boxing. The greats of the greats fought on Showtime, and now it's no more. And that's why boxing is what it is. Where it's
that saddens me. That very much saddens me. Now, obviously, we're in the age of cable cutting, cord cutting, whatever you want to call it. We're all going streaming. I mean, I did it a long time ago. I haven't paid for cable for since I lived in Nashville. I haven't paid for cable in years, and I've gone streaming. But this is the end of an era. Yeah. This is the end of the Pernell Whitaker you talked about, the Julio Cesar Chavez, the Oscar. Well, no, Oscar was on HBO. I'm starting to mix up my fighters now, but it does.
Mike Tyson, Floyd Mayweather, Bernard Hopkins. Like, there was a lot of fighters fought on Showtime. They had a Showbox series that was kind of like rival to Boxing After Dark, which would come on Fridays. The Next Generation, Andre SOG Ward. A lot of guys fought Bad Chad Dawson. He would fight on both. A lot of people would fight on Showtime. You know what I'm saying? And I grew up, like I said, me and my brother and my dad, we would go over our dad's house.
Willie Coltrane.
All we would do. Shout out to my dad. He just had hip replacement surgery last week. But so
love you, brother. Hope you're doing better.
We would stay up and watch boxing and Def Comedy Jam all the time at the house. You know what I'm saying? So
what Def Comedy?
That raised me. So watching boxing on Showtime, HBO, that was the best.
Somebody laughed at Def Comedy Jam. I love it.
I love it. Somebody know what I'm talking about.
Def Comedy Jam was the beast. All right. Well, it's the end of an era. That's kind of sad, actually. You're right. I think that we should have a shot tonight and commiserate the end of an era, because honestly, what else does Showtime have anyways? I don't know. I don't have it. But
cheers, Showtime. Oh, can you see it? Okay, there we go. Can I get in the... it might get clear. There we go. Old Granddad.
Old Granddad.
There we go.
All right. All right. Well, let us move on to the fan Q&A, my friend. The first and only question we have this week is Clarissa Shields was shown in a fight with a dude. I'm very confused. I don't know what happened. I didn't see this. Can you inform me if this is a true thing or is this just a fake mailbag question?
Well, so there's a video of her when she sparred this fighter who doesn't fight anymore. This happened like 5 years ago. And the dude caught her with a left hook, and she went down. Yeah, it was pretty bad. And women spar with men, so it's not uncommon. It's just that men don't go as hard as usual against the women. Sometimes, it just is what it is. We're just built different. So the dude caught her, and she got laid out. And it's one of those things where I don't know who leaked the footage or why it was leaked, but she's going around saying she could beat Keith Thurman and she could beat all these other fighters like Rolly Ramirez. And she's a great fighter, but it's not like she's knocking women out left and right. Her knockout rate's very low, and she's not, she's probably the best female fighter I've ever seen. But when it comes to fighting a man, hell no. Lucille Riker, I think, could fight a man. Cyborg, even though she's only had 1 or 2 boxing matches, I can see her against a man and maybe doing okay.
Looking like a man. No, let me not say that before I get my ass.
Much up now. But she's more of a finesse fighter, which is great. I love Clarissa Shields, but the whole you beating up men, let's just stop that, okay? It reminds me of what we talked about on the Bottom Line Sports. Shout out to Flo, shout out to Canteen, shout out to Jake, and my man sports professor over there, who I'm talking to right now. So this is the thing, what I said on there, when the WNBA wanted to build up their ratings and stuff like that. Step one, don't bash men. Because if you want men to watch, don't talk about men. All right? Because the women are supporting, okay? So you cannot bash the potential viewers by bashing them. So if you go around saying, we could do this, we don't need a man, well, then a man's not going to want to watch. Okay?
Oh, I have been thinking, I can't believe you
just
said
don't need to bash.
Me and you have never talked about this particular subject, but I have been thinking that for months. Like, I support women's sports. I like watching the WNBA. I watch it. I have ESPN Plus, so I watch fucking field hockey if it comes on. But I like WNBA. I really do. But the fact is, if you're you're naked. Go over there, boy.
Oh hell no! Come on, yeah, no.
Yeah, we get out of live TV. We're live to
Oh
million
yeah,
people.
he's right. He's literally right behind you. Yeah.
I'm gonna go
Jesus
blank.
Christ.
You take care.
Yeah. All right. So yeah. So man, say
so women's fighting or women's basketball or women's whatever. If you want more respect, I love you too. If you want more respect, don't. No, you got to get out of here. If you want more respect, you got to not put down the men. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's one of those things because you can't. I'm not getting too political on the people that back the women's sports wholeheartedly, and a lot of their athletes, like the women's soccer team, who's phenomenal and should get all the publicity and pay they deserve. But you cannot bash the people you want watching your stuff because the people of your own gender aren't watching your stuff. That's the problem. Okay, if the women aren't watching women's stuff, that's issue in its own. But you can't alienate everyone else and say you guys are wrong. You guys are this, that, and third for not watching. No. Don't come at it with that style because it's not going to work. Okay, that's the problem with that. I think prelims are on at 8, I believe. Yeah,
they're on 8
ESPN
p.m.
Plus.
8 p.m. Yep.
And you're right. Some women think they can take men, and it's been proven. Some instances where, like Lucille Riker, who's a great female fighter who Layla Ali was avoiding, she fought a man and she went to sleep. I forgot what round it was, but she fought a lower rate boxer back in the day. You can YouTube that. She went to sleep. She was a great female fighter. She was in the movie with Hilary Swank and Clint Eastwood. I forgot the name of it, but she was the female fighter that was in that. But yeah, I mean, some female fighters think they could beat men, but let's just, maybe there are some out there. I'm not gonna say no, but that's a small percentage, and you have to look at the skill level of the guy that she's gonna fight.
And so I mean, Clarissa Shields is obviously the best. You call her the best. I don't know. I guess
next to Katie Taylor and Serena, they're good. She's good, but she can't beat a man. Has he got clothes on?
No, he has clothes on now. Thank God.
Thank you, Jesus. Good Lord.
I hope none of you saw this kid's naked body. I apologize.
Oh my God, what is it, Bajuan? Come on.
Gotta get your kids. Gotta get your kids.
Get your children.
This is y'all. This is why I have not had kids yet. This is why I avoid this sort of thing whenever I can. But I had to come see my brothers.
Get us canceled, this mug.
I love my brothers, and yeah, we're about to get canceled. But there was no nudity. I blocked it with my arms, and now we're just gonna go have a fun time. We're gonna barbecue. We're gonna grill out, and I'm gonna forget that ever happened on my live TV show. Yes, I know. I love you too, son. No, Santi, you gotta go. Give me your last 5 minutes, please, brother. I love you. All right. So that being said, I know everybody's laughing at us. Yes, you can laugh at us. Yes, that's fine. But we're here at least, and we're here for you, and we love you. And Cubberdy, do you have any other news for the fans before we get out of here?
Everybody. Hey, thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it, all y'all. Was it 13-0. Pittsburgh's up right now, so anyone who's not watching the game want to tune in.
Me, because I have a bunch of non-sports watchers in here, and I can't even get a damn game on.
You knew what you was getting into.
I know, dude. I tried to watch football earlier, and he put it on Creed. I was like, "You've seen this movie 15 times."
I'm shocked he didn't put on anime, but anyways, yeah. So, thanks everybody checking us out. And I did preface this on my page that I will explain my fear of ducks.
You promised us a video a year ago, and we still haven't.
I didn't say video. I said I will feed a duck. I didn't say when I would do
on video though.
No, I said I will feed ducks. A picture of me feeding a duck. That's fine.
All right. If anybody thinks that Cubberdy should feed a duck on video, please email us. And if we get 10 emails that say they want Cubberdy to feed a duck, we're gonna have Cubberdy feed a duck on live TV.
We'll see about this live, but everyone knows I'm afraid of ducks. Okay, I'm terrified of ducks. All right, I don't go near a duck, a goose.
We got more people watching now than ever. They're listening to ducks.
Huh?
Do you want to tell your duck story now that we have?
We'll do. Enough people talk about it. I'll do it later. But yeah, I was terrified. I won't go. I don't go near ducks. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, whatever. Some of y'all suckers, moms and ex-wives be asking me up to go for walks in the park. I gotta preface. I gotta look at the area, make sure there's no ducks around there. You know what I'm saying? Because They be like that romantic stuff, and I'll be into that.
So we have a question from Bottom Line Sports. That's Flo. Are the Steelers going to win tonight? And what is your score? Wow.
Well, they're already up 13-0, so I'm gonna say yes. We'll say I really been paying attention. Man, Flo, ask that before the game starts, man. Y'all, I know y'all like to run during the game, and then the game starts, and y'all be like, "Oh yeah, this person's gonna win," and the game's already started. But
do you like curry duck?
I'll eat a duck. I'll eat a duck.
He'll eat a duck all day. He just don't want a duck running after him.
I'll eat a duck.
I don't know why I did this. Why did I do this with a duck? Like a duck has 4 legs.
I'll eat a duck just like some of y'all's ex-wives, but I just don't go near them. But so I'll put it like this. I mean, yeah, I'll say Philly. Pittsburgh's gonna win. I'll say that. Even though
what's the night game? What's the night game? Let's get the night game. What's the night game?
The night game?
Yeah, what's the night game?
Well, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't know either. Hold on, let me look real quick. We're gonna
give everybody. Who's the night game?
Somebody help us out over here. I don't even know what the night game is. I have my fantasy lineup set up.
Yes,
all right, so we got
Scatter Ducks. Won't go near them.
Oh, it's Hot Take Jake's Broncos at 7-6, trying to win the division. They're 1 game behind the Chiefs versus the 9-4 Lions.
Ooh, that's a good one. Because golf has been golfing lately. This is the golf I know because I'm a Niners fan. Where's the game at? Is it in Detroit or is it in Denver?
It is in the Detroit, yes.
Is it in Detroit? I'm going Detroit.
Yeah, I got Detroit too. I don't think there's any way the Broncos win this. I think they won 5 out of 6. I think they're on their way down now. As you said, golf has been golfing, and I'm happy you said that because I saved some stats earlier that I saw about golf. And so let's see.
Coach has scored.
I don't have it on me on this phone. I think I saved it on my computer. But golf, since his first 6 games or whatever it was, has had just played. I hate not having the stats for y'all. I apologize, but he's threw for under 280 yards a game and under 2 touchdowns and 1 interception every game. He's actually thrown over 6 interceptions in the past 14 games. So,
and he's on my fantasy team along with
speaking of
Trevor Lawrence. But before we get there,
fantasy.
Your microphone's turned sideways. It's like a burnt strawberry, or why would you kiss it? Or it looks like that thing that doctors hit your knee with back when you were a kid.
It really does. It really does.
It looks like those things.
Boom.
Are you testing it? Why would you? Don't break it already. You just got it. All right. See, this is where it just goes off.
Like a strawberry? It's like a strawberry.
That's where it goes off the hinge. That's why he can't have nice things. What are you doing here? But yeah, so yeah, golf is I got on fantasy. Like you said, in fantasy, there's some reason that me and you got buys, I believe, right?
Oh, okay, Flo. Here we go, Flo. You always want to move the goalposts.
We'll say that now the Lions are starting to. Okay.
Why? The Broncos have proved to be an okay team. That would be a good win, I think. I think that's a win they need to get in the playoffs.
It's hard to listen to a man who sleeps shirtless with another man in another room snoring away. Okay, it's hard to Flo. Calm down, okay? Calm down, relax. Love you like
there were rumors. I was not there, but there were rumors.
I saw a video.
That Flo was cutting some logs.
man was topless. He was topless, sleeping next to my man, and then Canteen he saw him, and then he had the thing on. I saw a feather go up and down. It was a feather was going up and down, just snoring like God, man.
Not topless with the feather.
Oh. I know they got called up by room service. Tell me to quiet that down in there.
Oh my God, that's tremendous. All right, hey.
Shout out to Flo. I got the buy also. Shout out to my man Flo out there. I love you, bro.
No, most definitely. Shout out to Flo. Shout out to Ken. Shout out. I had a shirt on. He says. I don't know if that's true. I don't know if that's true.
I don't know.
I think video caught you with your shirt off.
Yeah.
And now he's trying to put ducks on you.
I know that doesn't bother me.
When you're snoring, you're
it's ducks in person. I can see. I don't care if I see a duck. Howard the Duck or whatever on TV, that don't bother me. But in person, it's a different story, so that doesn't bother me at all.
Howard the Duck, what a throwback!
Yeah.
All right, brothers. We love you. Thank you so much, fans, for tuning in with us. This is Ball and Bud Sports and Entertainment. Obviously, we come to you for every UFC pay-per-view. So the next time we will be on UFC 297 on January 20th at 6 p.m. back at our normal time. For now, this is Clubber D, the Combat G, my brother.
Hold on. We'll put this out there, but depending on the playoff games, I think that's playoffs time. We might it might be a Friday. We'll know. We'll let you know. We'll see what happens.
Actually, he's completely right. I think that is a playoff weekend, so we might be doing a special Thursday or Friday edition, so look out for that. It's okay. That's a month ahead. It doesn't matter. You know what you need to do right now? You need to go subscribe at Ball and Buds on YouTube. Go subscribe at Ball and Buds on YouTube, and then go to Facebook and join the Bottom Line Sports. Come hang out with Clubber D. Come hang out with Flo and Canteen and Hot Take Jake and myself and the IOW Sports Network, Mar and Mel and Let's Talk Sports and everybody. Come hang out with us.
Anybody ask about Clubber D and Ducks on the Bottom Line show tomorrow or on Tuesday, I will get on and talk about it. I need to see that comment, though. Tune in to the Bottom Line. Tune in.
If anyone wants to see Clubber D on the Bottom Line tomorrow, we need you to submit ducks. As many ducks as you can. Duck emojis. You can send a real duck to me, and I'll take care of it as a pet. You can, I really won't. Don't do that. I don't have time for no shit and pigeons. What are you talking about?
Go Cardinals. Go Seahawks. Dog, you play the Bills. You need to relax.
Get out of here, man. Get out of here with that. All right, you're fully clothed. All right, we're going to go. My nephew is begging me to get off the show. Bajo, come say bye. My brother.
Tell Bajo stay on. We'll talk in a second.
And we're going to talk with Dion afterwards.
Clubber D smells like duck poop.
All right, duck poop.
But don't watch him in the show. Don't watch that terrible joke. Don't do that.
All right, get out of here. Now you're gone. All right. Hey, fans, we love you. I'm not posting that terrible duck joke flow, so I'm not doing it. Next January 20th, for myself, the sports professor, this is our star of the show, Clubber D, the Combat G.
I'm over here.
Your UFC and combat sports insider. And we love you. Until next time, subscribe at Ball and Buds. We're out.
Put me in, coach. We suck. Put me in. We suck. Put me in.
Keep talking.
Put me in.
He's with the millions. It's that world heavyweight flow. Championship belt wrapped around my waist. Yo, I got that Ric Flair figure flow. Slam you on the pavement, that's why they call me Street Pro. Create heat on beat flow. Like Jordan after the second time he three-peated, folks. Get ready, set, let's go. Fight toe to toe, release the flow created by this mic pro. Lights, camera, get low. Action packed, back to back. In fact, this monster will go. Y'all better let him know. Man with the master plan, and you have no need to know. Hard like winter cold. Bust these fools, anything less than killing whack rappers is a crime. I stay trying to get mine. Stacking value, packing venues, winning over time. Ain't no fine timeline. Open your eyes, you're looking for the best, and this is what you find. Game is only for the bold. You came prepared, now get ready for the show.
Introducing from parts unknown, your UFC and combat sports insider, Clubber D, the Combat G, and the sports professor.
Yo.
What up, dog?